Mr. Hunt, you had an 18-year-old truck.
Yes, ma'am.
That wasn't running. Where did you get the truck from?
I bought the truck from a friend of mine. It had a bad transmission. It was running, but it had a bad transmission.
Tell me the name of the friend and when you purchased it. Look at me. Don't look down. There's nothing there that you had that's going to refresh your recollection of the questions that I'm asking you. Do you understand?
I understand, ma'am.
Good.
The person's name was, her last name was Brown, Mrs. Brown, but I can't remember what her first name was.
So you bought it from a friend of yours by the name of Mrs. Brown, whose first name you don't know.
Yes, actually, I know.
No, just a second. Is that what you told me? You bought it from a friend of yours, whose name is Mrs. Brown, whose first name you don't know. This friend's first name you don't know.
Yes.
I'm just getting to know who.
Yes.
I'm just getting to know my litigants. That's all.
Yes.
All right.
I'd sold Mrs. Brown the truck a year ago, is how I knew her.
Listen to me. When did you buy the truck from your friend, Mrs. Brown?
8 months ago.
And at the time you purchased it from Mrs. Brown, you had originally sold the truck to her? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And when did you sell it to her?
Probably February, March before that.
So she had the truck for about a year.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she sold it back to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you sell the truck to Miss Brown for? How much?
$3,800.
And what did you buy it back from her for?
She needed money. I gave her $1,000 back for it.
Now, when you got it back from Miss Brown, the transmission was gone?
Yes.
And when did you sell this non-running truck to Miss Foy?
July.
So you had it for a few months and didn't do anything with it?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you sell it to her for?
$2,800.
So far you're making a good deal on this truck.
Yeah.
$3,800 less $1,000. It's $2,800. You sold it to her for $2,800. But you sold it to her and the arrangement was you were supposed to get it running.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she didn't want a non-running truck like Miss Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did Miss Foy give you for the truck?
She gave me $900 down on it.
She gave you $900 down and said, you'll get the rest when it's running, I guess, or I'll pay you in increments. How much in total did she give you?
She gave me the $900, then she gave me, I think, $1,150 at a later date.
So she gave you a little over $2,000 for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she give you any more money?
She bought some parts for the truck, which I took off of that.
Just a second. How much did you spend for the parts?
There was $77 for transmission, fluid, filter, okay, and then there was $65 for a battery.
So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
Then there was $200 for a locksmith.
I don't want to hear about locksmith. What else?
It was the 77, 65, and the 200. That was it, sir. Your Honor.
Where is the truck now?
In my driveway. Done.
What's done?
It's done. It's running, ready to go.
When did you sell it to her?
Late July, 1st August.
And when did you tell her that it was ready? That it was all ready to go in your driveway?
Before I could get it done, she sued me.
What month?
It was done on September 5th.
You're going to give her back her $21.95, and then you have the truck to find some other unsuspecting person who's gullible enough to buy it from you. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Just for the plaintiff, $21.95. We're done.